In this video, we will see the creation of a calendar table. This is very useful for modeling data. Now, let's continue with the same file. Remember that we worked with the file of sales, sellers, and products. Here we have the modeling data, and now we are going to create a new calendar table. We don't have it in the main Excel file, so we're going to create it from Power BI. So let's go to this little icon to the left, the data icon, the second one. And here's where we are going to create our calendar table in this area. So let's go to Home. And here to the right, you will find a new button that it says New Table. And we'll start creating our first DAX function. Later, we will see deeply what is DAX. But from now, you will start understanding what is DAX function. In Power BI means expression of data analysis. So we're going to develop calculated columns. These columns will allow us to create our calendar table. So here you will see at the time of clicking on New Table, the formula bar is activated now. And here is ready a column that is completely empty now, but we are going to generate data. So we did list this with Supreme key, and here you type calendar. That's the name of our table. Here it is. And then we type again equal sign. Don't type plus sign because usually some companies are working in Excel with the plus sign, but here you will use the equal sign. So I'm going to type here the calendar out, this function. So here it opens parentheses and close parentheses. So if I want to zoom in, I press the Control key, and with the roller of the mouse, I get zoom in or zoom out at the same time pressing Control, but slowly, otherwise you'll get stuck. So what I'm saying here is that my table will have the name of calendar and also just the same name of the function. But my first function DAX will be calendar out. Then open and close parentheses. I don't type anything else, and then enter. And now see what will happen. I will have immediately with this DAX function, in this calculated function, a column of dates. As you see here, it says date, and I have the dates, the unique dates, plus the time, hour, times, seconds, and I will change the format very soon. Here at the bottom, it says it put out 731 dates. 731 days, and where did this pull out? Because I have the unique dates. Now to the right, you will see I have already created the calendar table with the unique column date. So this date were pulled out from sales. Remember here in sales, we had 10,000 rows, but in this column here, the calendar auto verified, examined, analyzed, and from these days there are repeated, many of them, many are repeated. For instance, here I have many repetitions from 2019 in December. All of these are copies, but in the calendar table are pulled out and are placed as unique data. For instance, here there are many rows of dates, but the calendar table pulled out only 731. What will happen, for instance, in the case of sellers, there will be another column of dates. For instance, the date of admission of this employer to the company. Here in the calendar date, also calendar table could do the same. For instance, if the sellers entered working in December 2018, because the company obviously started its operations in January 2020. but sellers were beginning their agreement in December 2018. But with the function calendar, we can pull out this information. We can verify that all that information from previous years. Would happen the same with products. For instance, it pulled out the whole dates. That's why we call it calendar auto, because it's taking as an automatic reference the dates from other tables. But the unique table that we have with this reference is sales. And from these 10,000 rows, 10,000 dates, pull it out 731 dates. So if I get back to Excel, here we're going to see that the dates here are unique. 2019, 2020. And if we go to the last one, and here is the last date. So with this, we created our calendar table. Now let's assign our short format. And now let's go to format, then column tools, and then I'm going to change it into short form to avoid times. And now it's properly done. Good. So this is our first DAX table, DAX function that allow us to create the calendar table. But now what I'm going to do is to create other DAX functions to allow me to pulling out the year, month, and day, which are the ones that I need now. I can do it in different ways, but just stay here in this calendar table. Don't go to sellers or sales or products. Then get back to home, and here again click on new form, new column. The other way is to go to the right here in the calendar table, and then you may choose new column. So these are two ways. The third one is just getting back to date, and here clicking on new column. This is the most ideal one, but getting home, create a new column, maybe sometimes you may have some mistakes, because maybe you are in a table like this and you go here and you say just type in new column, and you're creating the new column here in the table that you have selected. Now there it is. This is a mistake. To get out of this, just press escape again, and when you click escape, you won't have any additional column. Just remember, you must be located on the same table as calendar table. Then I click on date with the right click, and now I choose new column. And now immediately you will have in the formula bar a new column ready to type my new column. So here this will be year, and remember that there is the name of the column that I have here, where instead of column I will have the title year, and then I click the function year, and it's requesting me a date. So I'm going to type as date this one, date from calendar table. So I create date from calendar date, then double click, and that's all. Then close parentheses and enter. This way I am creating my second DAX function for years. So from these dates, the function pull it out all the years. I will do the same procedure to pull out the months. Again, right click in year, and now I choose new column, And now what I'm going to do is type months equal. This is the beginning of the formula, and now again I choose months as it is, and then it's asking me a date. Then I choose the calendar date, and close parentheses and enter. So with this I am pulling out all the months, but in numbers. If I go to the filter, you will see that I have the months from 1 to 12, from January to December. Then if I go to the years, you will see I have only the years 2019, 2020. But now I would like to pull out the months, but the months in letters. So I located any of these columns. With the right click, choose new column. And here I'm going to type text months to have the months in letters. And then equal. So here I'm going to use again the function format. Here it's named format. So format is asking me a value. A value means a date from calendar table. So I just type date from the calendar date. Then I use a comma or a semicolon. It will depend on your keyword configuration. According to my syntax, here is asking me a comma. So if you need a semicolon, just type a semicolon. But in my case, it's a comma. And then the format. For the format, we open quotation marks. And now I'm going to type 1, 2, 3, 4 times the letter M because it is months. Then close quotation marks and close parentheses and enter. And now you will see that I will have a new column that will have as heading text months. But I have all the months here. If I enter to the filter, I can check that all the months of the year are here, but in letters. In this case, I have the function format to take out the months in letters. And the format itself is this. If you want to pull out the months, but maybe with abbreviations, you just take out one M, just leave 3 and enter. And now automatically you will see that you pull it out the months, but in abbreviations. Now you have the main characters of the months. Personally, I use this one because it's shorter when I need to use my charts in this canvas for my reports. So all the months are abbreviated. And it's better how these months look like. Now for the days, again, just locate here on the heading and right click, choose new column. And now the heading of this column will be date equal, again, date function. And here, it's day function. And now it's asking me for a date. And I choose the calendar date. Again, all is prepared from this column, and then close parentheses and enter. And what I'm going to pull out from that column is the day, but in numbers. All the days from 1 to 31. Okay, so now I want to pull them out also in letters. Okay, so the same way, I just do the same, right click and then choose new column. And now I type text day equal, and now I choose the function day. Here is the format function, not day function. Now it's asking me a valid value. And then I'm going to choose again the date from the calendar date table, and then comma, and then open quotation marks and type 4 times the letter D because it belongs to days, and then close quotation marks and close parentheses because with this I am closing the format function. This is another DAX function to convert your dates in text. Now in this format I type 4 times a letter D and enter. So with this I will have the 7 days of the week, but in letters. Remember, if you would like to have them abbreviated, just take out one letter and you will have the abbreviations. So for this example, I don't leave it like this. I usually use the whole days completely, and I just type the 4 Ds. But you have also another option to place just 3 letters as abbreviations. So that's my table, my calendar table. We started with this new table, and I started with the function calendar auto to pull out automatically all the dates that were in any of these tables here. The unique table that has dates was sales. Then I obtained it with the calculated functions. I pull it out the years only. With another DAX functions, I pull it out the months, but in numbers. And with the format function, I pull it out the months, but in letters, in text. Also, I pull it out the days with numbers. And also to pull out the days of the week in letters, I use the function format from Monday to Wednesday. So here, let's see what happened now with the model. Let's go to data modeling, and here you see we have a new calendar. The calendar table. Here it is. And now here you have everything. So this table is alone. It's not connected with the other ones, but I need to connect with one of them. With whom? With the sales, because it's the main one. And what is the column that they have into common? Why did I do it from the beginning? Because here the name is sales date. And here in calendar is date only. So what I'm going to do is just pull out this manually, date until sales date, and make the connection. And ready. Remember, there is no problem where you can pull it out, you can put it here. But it should be connected to the main one, not with year, not with month. It should be with the main one, the one that has whole dates completely. In my calendar table, the column date has all the date completely. And in sales, the one is sales date. So in Power Pivot, we are connecting these two. And now here I have the number 1 and the star key. Remember that this means that here in calendar table, the dates are unique. But in sales, it has a star key, means that it's repeated many times. For sales, here I have sales date repeated many times, and this is a calendar. This is the date column. This is unique, and here we have a repetition. That's why the communication is from many to one. And the communication is simple. So this means that the information is flowing from calendar to sales. So I have the modeling of data. Calendar table is useful? Yes. It is advisable to have within Power BI calendar table, even though you have dates within a table. You need to create a unique calendar table, and you will understand later why and what is the dynamic part and more ordered way to work in Power BI when you are creating a calendar table. So what you have learned so far is creating a calendar table with DAX functions. The functions that you created or calculated columns, we will see more in detail later. You learn the calendar auto, the function year, the function month, the function format to convert in letters the numbers, and also the function date and the format for days. And also we are connected in data modeling. So this is Power Pivot to connect and work with information. Now, the good practices. If we go to report, here is where I'm going to include my report in this canvas. You will see here that the information that is repeated many times, we have many columns at the same time, and this sometimes may be confusing. I'm going to expand it a little more so that you can see it better. So if you notice here, when you are starting doing your charts, your here will confuse you, because if you see here in sales, there's a column that is named seller. And in sellers, you have also a column that is seller. And here you will have seller code, and here also there is seller code. For instance, here in product, you will find product, and here in sales, you will find also product, but product code, but in products, product code. But there are two, very alike. And also dates in sales, you have sales date, and also in calendar you have this. This is confusing when you are creating your report. So in order to avoid this, what we are going to do, let's move it here. If in products I already have a column that is named product or product code and unit price, then this shouldn't be repeated in the other tables, mainly in the sales table, because here I have a product code. Why do I have to got it twice? Then right click, and here I'm going to choose hide from report layout. And now I will have this little I with this negation, and in the report I will see this. Now I will go to the sales, and there is no product code. This is not deleted, you just hide it. Okay, so here it is, hidden. And now again I'm going to hide the seller code. Why? Because I have already in the sellers table. So I do it again, right click, hide from reports layout. And then this is the negation of the I. And also the date, because I'm supposed that I have a calendar table that includes month, year, day. So I just do the same, right click, hide from report layout, and ready. And now let's get back to examine it. And here in sales, I have only two columns, one of quantity and the other one of seller. I can hide this one too. I can do it from here also. Right click, and here there is an option, hide. And now you see it will disappear from here. If we go to modeling, here in modeling, there it is. It's not deleted, but it's just hidden. You can do it from anywhere, maybe here, here, or here, anywhere. Okay, let's continue. For instance, here is sellers. I'm also going to hide it from here. Right click, hide. Oh, it was made already. Quantity is ready. Okay, here we have hide almost everything. Here, for instance, I have unique data, also unique data, and also here. It's basically done. And now let's get back here. I have unique data here, and here everything related to dates. Okay, so in this way I have applied the good practices to avoid getting confused when I am performing my analysis with these icons that I will see later. Now I'm going to apply another DAX function that will allow me to perform in sales table to find the total of sales. Therefore, what I'm going to do in theory is this. I'm going to multiply the unit price in product table. I have the unit price by the quantity that is located in sales table. Both columns are in two different tables. You see, if I go to sales, here I have these headings hidden, remember? So if you want to see them again, you just can click here. It's very easy to hide as show. So all these columns these headings are hidden, not deleted. Quantity is the only one available now. So as I was explaining, this column, that is quantity, will be multiplied by this one of products. And in products, we have the unit price. But both columns are in different tables. So what I'm going to do is use the DAX functions that is named related, so that I can connect both informations. The related in Power BI is equal to VLOOKUP function. Even though you are working with another language, all functions are named in English. So I'll get back here to sales, and I'm going to create this the total sales column. I'm going to right click on any of these columns, or here with the right click, and here in sales, right click again, you choose new column. You can do it also this way. And then I have my formula bar. We have already seen this before. Remember, this stayed with this because I was making a zoom when I did this with the mouse and pressing Ctrl key at the same time to go up and down. Do it very slow. Sometimes it gets stuck when you do it very quickly. Okay, so now here I'm going to type this heading, total sales. So I type equal and we'll start. So in this table where I am right now in total sales, I'm going to create another column that will be named total sales. And then I start with equal. Total sales will be the heading of my column, of this new column, and then start typing quantity. When I type quantity, immediately I will have a hint. Power BI is giving me sales quantity, and is within the sales table. So I just double click on it, then I complete the whole function, and then I'm going to multiply by, and then I'm going to multiply by the unit price that is located in products. Here is not as in Excel. So if I type unit price, there's nothing. Why? Because Power BI analyzes information of what I'm doing, and it says now in this table where you are now, there's any column that is named unit price. So I need the support of a DAX function that is named as related. Here is really the function, then you do double click, and related is saying that I found other columns in all these tables. I found the calendar, I found products, and also in sellers. Then here I type unit price, and immediately is recognizing unit price from the products table. Then do double click and then close parentheses. Why do I close? Because you see that I started related this function with the parentheses. Now let's see the function. The name of the new column will be this one, total sales. At the beginning, the function is equal. The function that I'm going to multiply is quantity. Where is quantity? In the sales table. And I'm going to multiply it by the unit price that is located at the products table. That's how we read this function. But since both columns are separated, they don't belong to the same table, then I have the support of this function named related, because it's relating the quantity column that is located in sales table with the unit price that is located in the table products. And then the star key is going to do the multiplication. So now press enter. And now I have a new column that multiplied this number 2 of this product that I have here, is number 2, by, let's go to product, by this one that I have here. So I had 500 by 2 is 1000, right? So I get back to my sales, and here I see 500 by 2 is 1000. So according to good practices, since this is money, I'm going to add the currency symbol in dollars. So with this, I created a text function, another calculated column, a new function that I am learning, related. This function is very commonly used within Power BI. Keep in mind that all these functions will be seen deeply later. But obviously, this is very important to develop what we are doing now. So basically, I've done most of it. I did all the information. I collected the information. I created my calendar table. I created the new calculated column to have the total sales. Remember that I also reviewed my amounts. So I get back here to see the visualizations. Here the calculated will have this. Remember that those ones that didn't have any icon would be text type. All these ones that have this auto sum that as quantity have numbers, and all of these with calendars have dates. Now you see that we have also this one that have a little m. These are calculated columns. And here you can see them, it's calculated values. But you may see that unit price is empty. It doesn't have any icon. Why? Because if I get back here, obviously the unit price in products is a number, it's a currency. It should have M here. Why? It's because of the relation. When you relate a table, it's related to sales with products, it loses this property, but it's basically visual, but obviously it's numeric. And this is not seen here. It should be seen, but it doesn't because of the relationship. But keep in mind this advice. Well, later we will see another icon that comes with the calculator. These are measures, are also DAX functions, but are measures, but we will see that later. Now we can start with the charts. Now let's create some different charts to what we have done so far. Let's select this little icon that is a matrix. It's next to table. Here in my visualizations, when I talk about my position, is because this is expanded or reduced. Now I open it here and you see that this icon is in the 5th row and in the 4th column. 5th row, 4th column, to the left of this letter R. And the name of the icon is matrix. Matrix is not the same as table. So here it is. If for some reason this one of filters is opened, just close it to avoid having too much space occupied. You can expand it here. And now I'm going to include here some elements. For instance, I want to add here the seller's name. Go to sellers, click on seller. There you can see the sellers. Remember that there are 72 sellers. And here it is. And also I would like to highlight the names of the products. Go to products and you see automatically it will go to columns. Why? It's because the matrix is a pivot table. It has rows, columns, and values. And the filters that they have here, they are all included in this column. But this is more advanced than the pivot tables that we usually have in Excel. But it has basically the 4 fields. But these products, you don't need to add it here in columns. You need to move it and place it here in rows below seller. This is what you may need. Now you see it's already found here, but it's with a plus icon. You can open it here, but you can close it. Now, in values here, I would like to add the quantities and the total sales. You see that these are the the calculated columns. So I select quantity is added in values and also total sales in values. Why is it automatically there? Because these are numeric values. So the column is empty. You remember to put it in the upper part. So here is a matrix. Looks like a traditional table, but it's not a traditional table made. So remember that this matrix, when you are going to select this, here above we have some little icons, some arrows. The first one is it's not activated because you are there. The second one is not used to show this right now, but the third one with the 2 arrows down, if you click here, you will see how information is expanded, but showing you the information belonging to the products. It's only referring to the products. It's out of the level. This is sellers, and this is the products. You see, it went from one level to another. It's like having both sellers and products. Let's go up. And the 4th arrow that we have here, it's like a fork. Then you click on it. And here you have expanded all the information. Now let's get back to the first date. It shows you and hides everything, and this one expands all the information. So I have here the name of the seller and also the products that this seller sold. And this is the quantity sold, and this is the total sale. So as you see, it appears with the comma for thousands, and also the amounts are, the money is in dollar currency because you did it since the beginning. So this is a metric. And with this matrix, you see we can have different displays. And this is for another level, showing you the whole information. You go first, the first level and the second level, but it doesn't appear the the sellers. It just comes from sellers to products with these arrows. But with this one, the fourth one, you can expand more the information. So far, we have the totals in the upper part. For instance, this is the first seller. This is all the products he sold, and this is the quantities sold, and this is the total amount. And this is all the total sales, and here we have the total sales made by Adrians. This is Alexandro, and here down we have all the rest. And this is the main total from the quantities and for total sales. Now I want to compare this with the metrics. With a table. Then click out and I'm going to create a new one to see the difference. So what I'm going to do right now is just having the seller. Then I'm going to place the product and then the amount and also the sales. And this is the difference. They look very similar, but if you just highlight it, this doesn't have the arrows. The matrix does. Why? Because this is a pivot table in real. This is very similar to a pivot table that you are performing in Excel. This is an any table. And besides this, see in fields you have values. All this is pulled out in columns. It doesn't have rows. And columns, meanwhile, the matrix does. Matrix has fields, has columns, and also has values. And additional to this, has filters. So obviously here you have filters too, but you have only two fields, values and filters. So this is a table, okay? And is commonly used, of course. Here I delete it and leave here my pivot table and my matrix. Good. So now what I'm going to do is, to this matrix, I'm going to make some changes. So I go to Format, to this little roller, and I'm going to change the style. And here's the style. The most convenient for me, maybe could be known also. It's very easy. Another minimal. Also can change it with this border, and here you have the first column in dark background. I can have it alternated. It's upon your preference, or maybe with these blues and light blue colors, or you can also have the headings in black, and so on. You have many choices to check. For my example, I'm going to use this one, not this one, maybe this one. No. I'm going to use this one. Oh, but I can see clearly the name of the seller, so it's not convenient for me. So maybe I will choose another one, different. I'm afraid maybe this one. Okay. Remember that this is quite big. I can have more information here. Good. So I could find another format here to change the colors. Here you see, you can change the top, the color at the top. Also the subtotals, you can change the colors here at the bottom. We saw that also in the tables, remember? And many more fields that you have here. But just leave it as it is now. But you can try each of these data here. Later on, we will try more options when we'll see another type of work. So I leave my matrix here. I'm going to create two cards outside. One card that is 1, 2, 3. This is the card where I'm going to place all the quantities. Here is my quantities. So I go to properties, and here I'm going to open data label, and I'm going to change the font size to 30. And here I'm going to ask in display units none, just to have the sharp quantity, and leave it here. I can make a duplicate with Ctrl C and Ctrl V. It's another way to have it here, but in this case I'm going to delete the fields. I'm going to review with this little icon. In fields, I'm going to take out the quantity, the amount, and I'm going to place the total sales. Now I have the whole format immediately. I have here more than 29 millions of sales. So I have my two cards here showing me the amounts. One is showing the quality and the other one is showing me the total sales. So what else can I do here? I can also have slicer without selecting any element, remember, where I'm going to place here the dates. For instance, I would like to add the years. Here it is. So I check the box. This is the year, remember? And for this example, I'm going to scroll here with this little eraser, and I'm going to change it into a list to see the years like this. So I have the years here. Then I'm going to create another one. Click outside. Again, click on slicer with this filter. And now I'm going to select the text months. Here are the months. Good. And now you see I have it immediately as a list. Here I had to make the conversion into a list, but now it's already done as a list. So I'm going to place it here below the years. But check out the order. The order is not properly done because it's not starting from January. It's just sorted from A to C, from April, August, and December. No, I want it in as the months usually come. I need to open it here. So I highlight it and more. So to have this all listed in their correct sort, I'm going to select here right now the text months. Here, the text months. So I go to the top where it says Command Tools. This new ribbon is activated, and here it says Sort by Columns. Then click in here, and now you have text months order. That's why it's in alphabetical order from April until the last one. But I'm going to ask to put it in order as number. So if I select these months, and now you see what happens with this column. Immediately there is an order from January up to December. Why? Because it's ordered by this one, by these months, because months are numerical. So with this changed, you can make it and have it ready, done. Okay, I'm going to create two more cards again here. So I will go to card. Here I have my card. And in this card, I'm going to select, for instance, the information from sellers. I would like to know, according to sex, men and female, men and women, how many sales made, and quantity and the money. So it said the males made more sales with more than 20 millions. Women made a less amount. So here we have the same totals that we are seeing here above. Here we have the quantities and here we have the total sales. May I copy and list? Yes, of course. So I'm going to make a copy of this format from the matrix. And this also enables me to make a copy of the whole format. Okay, then I make a copy and then paste next to it. So here I'm going to insert another data. So I take out sex and here I can place or locate something like the sales place. If I activate it, you see it looks in the third place. Here it is as third place. Then you just have to drag it down here. So here I have my sales. I have a sales according place. I have 4 places. And these are the amounts of money and the quantities of units sold. So I make a copy and paste and place it here. I can expand it more. So I just take out the sex from here. And this is according to the code. Here is my unit price. And also here I have my product. Obviously the products are 12. And here there are the 12 products. So I'm going to reorder the other ones. And this little table that I have here, down here. So everything is just about order. Put things in order. So I'm going to expand it a little more. So in my matrix here, I have the sellers and products, the sales and the quantities. Here I have only the products. Also the product is here. Maybe we'll have to order here and put it above. Okay, so here is the products, the quantities, and the amounts. I have also the places, the amounts, and the products. And I have the information for according to sex. So now I can analyze information like this. For instance, 2020, here I have the sales made in 2020. You see how the numbers changed. In 2019, I have all the information available, but I would like to see the information to reorder it. And you'll see also this table, and I just place it around here. So here I have the months. I can choose, for instance, August, and these are the sales made in August in 2019. It says they were registered at $344.060, and the quantity sold was 380, and these are the names of these employees working in the month in the year. So in this way, I can analyze all the information. Let's go here. I do double click and then go home. And here I'm going to duplicate this table, this page. Right click, duplicate. So in here, I'm going to delete these tables. And now I organized here. I deleted the matrix table, and also I'm going to delete this little table that I have here. But I can leave all the rest. Maybe I will start adding a line chart. Remember that this, I can expand it more. So I have this line chart. And without any selection, I'm going to place the line chart here. So with this line chart, I'm going to put the months in text. Then it's now in the axis. And now I'm going to add the quantities also, and also the total sales. They are both in values. But if you notice here, this chart, that the quantities are very low in comparison to this one that are the sales. But from here, what I'm going to do, I pulled it out to the secondary axis. And now you can see it's also like this. It would look as if were different ones. So with the roller, I'm going to change this. Where it says, I'm going to make it bigger here. It says secondary access. That is activated now. This one that I'm moving here. So I click on the arrow. For instance, type of scale, and you just use the low. Now this is the secondary axis. The totals are the purple colors. I can change the color of those lines too. So what I can do is go to data colors, then I change this color. I'm going to place a green one, or maybe if you can find another type of green in here. Then you can close this option of data colors and I'm going to activate the data. But I would like to see the whole data information. So I go to see units, known, because I would like to see the rounded numbers. Good. So titles would be then that the legend is going to position top center. So here it is, quantity and total sales. And the headings, again, I go to the title and I click on the center alignment. You can increase the heading too, and that's all. So with this, you see you can change. Here I'm going to type line chart. This is the title. So you know, if you just change to see the sales, if in 2020 the chart will be moving little by little. In 2019 will be different also. The sales in a particular month. So here, remember, you have down all the months in order because we have already set up this. So for instance, I just have July. So I'm just checking all those months completely. So that's how we selected this. Just duplicate this one. I'm just going to delete this chart to start from scratch. So now I'm going to select line charts and columns. According to this will be the fourth one. Click on here. And here it is. So I'm going to place the same elements that I made before. So here I'm going to add the names of the months. I also the shared axis. And here I'm going to activate the quantities and the totals, the total sums. As you may see also, we have the columns values, both, but I'm going to put them out to value lines. So you see how do I have two graphics in one chart. So I get back to the previous page. I highlight this chart that I used, then make a copy with the format painter, go to the other sheet where I'm working now, and I paste it here. So here I have all the formatting, but not the numbers that are not completed. So I get back to the format just to adjust the data labels. And here I'm selecting display units and click on none. So I have the whole numbers, but all the rest is also comes from the previous chart. So this chart, that is this icon that I have here, I'm going to add lines and columns. So I name it like this, lines and columns. Lines and columns chart. So here I have the 3 sheets, one by each of them. Now I get back to each of these and I go to this. For instance, if here I just select 2019 or 2020, and now I'm selecting all of this, but if I get back here, you will see that I will uncheck this so that you can see something interesting. Now I'm going to leave this clear. Now you see that in the first sheet where it says home, I'm selecting 2020, but if you continue, everything is normal, it's 2019, 2020, and the second one is also 2019, 2020. That's okay if you would like to show something, but sometimes you need to synchronize the information. Therefore, you should do this. Just select this element, you uncheck the 2020, select this element and now go to View. And in View, there is an icon here that it says Sync All Slicers. Click on this and now you have a new column and just check each of these. This was the 3. The home, line chart, and line and column chart. These 3 sheets. You just check box to synchronize them, and then that's all. So whenever you check on 2020, the information is filtered here, but if you go to the next page, you will see also 2020 is selected, and if you go to the third page, 2020 is also activated. So if you select here 2019, here you will see that in the previous page, everything is synchronized and also is showing you the 2019 information, and also for the first page, 2019 information is ready. Now let's update all this, and with this we have finished the topic of modeling data, and also we made some additional graphics with some metrics and more elements. So with this we finish this video. See you in the next one.